So we're looking at the chart. Did this one, I think last week some point. One of these that made a big move and then has since consolidated. But from a charting perspective, it's acting just the way you would want to see it act, and it's been pretty predictable. And I'll point out what I mean by that. But first, let's just start off with this big move here, and then it pulled back. And when I said, it's acting like you would want to see, what I mean by that is look what happens right when it got down at that purple line right here. This is a 50-day simple moving average, and if you're not familiar with charts, there's kind of two what I like to call the godfathers of moving averages, that being the 50-day and the other being the 200-day. And because the price was above it, you wanted to see it act as a support, and sure enough, you can see here multiple days the bears try to press down below it, but overall this moving average held as support and has now since turned into a trampoline, and you can see how far the price has gone back up. Now, when I said the chart was kind of predictable, I mean that in a good way in terms of no need to panic. The price came up here, and you can see has been struggling with this orange line here. This is the 200-day simple moving average, and because the price was below it, you would expect it to act as a resistance, and that is exactly what's been going on. So, but on that note, you would expect that to happen, so there's nothing to panic about. It's very common for the 200-day to act as a resistance. So while predictable, yes, it's also kind of reassuring because it's not like this is something out of the ordinary that you wouldn't expect to see. So what I want to do here now is just map out some supports and resistances. I've already gone over the two main ones. The main support that you want to see the price continue to hold above being the 50-day simple moving average. That's valued at 0.0014. And then the key level of resistance here being at 0.0029, 0.003, whatever you want to call it, because that is the 200-day simple moving average. Shorter term supports, what we have is the 10-day simple moving average down here. That's valued at 0.002. That'd be the ideal level, meaning ideally, best case scenario, that would be great to see if that holds. But if not, you still do have the 50-day down here. Resistance-wise, after the 200-day, which is at 0.003, the next level of resistance that is sticking out to me is right up here at this high, and this is valued at 0.0034. Let me change that to red for resistance, and then I'll point out where that comes from. But if we look back through the history of the chart, you can see a bunch of times here it knocked down the price. And although this high got up to only 0.0033, close enough, so there's some past history up here. And then that following resistance, the next one would be right here at these two previous highs right here, and this level is valued at 0.0038. So after 0.003, resistances really begin to thin out, and then actually after this over here, 0.0042, they begin to thin out even more, but I'm getting probably too far ahead of ourselves. One step at a time. Let's first get some closes above the 200-day simple moving average, and if that can happen, I'm sure I'll be back to update the chart and keep everybody posted on future levels of resistances. But that's where the chart currently stands. Looking good and looking healthy, especially after that nice bounce off the 50-day simple moving average. So if there are any other questions on it, please let me know. If not, I'd encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook. With your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things from big boards down to penny stocks. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. It is all free. We've been making some good money together on our alerts. So I'd encourage you to go to the website, sign up, and see what it's all about. One more time, this is RFMK. Thanks for listening.